Fala pessoal, tudo bom com vocês? Natália de Vivo de volta para gravar mais um vídeo especialmente para o canal do Elas na Pista. Seguindo aqui a minha programação de um vídeo por dia durante uma semana, o conteúdo escolhido hoje é um que vocês já mostraram, já me provaram que vocês estão gostando bastante, que é eu passar aqui uma corrida no canal, passar entre aspas, obviamente, e a escolhida de hoje, desta quarta-feira, é a grande vitória da Bia Figueiredo na Indy, aquela corrida em 2008 em Nashville, que a tornou a primeira mulher a vencer na categoria de acesso para a Indy. Apenas uma rápida contextualização, foi a 10ª corrida do campeonato. Antes ela já tinha subido 3 vezes no pódio, ela terminou o ano na 3ª colocação com a Sam Schmidt e subiu ainda mais 2 vezes no pódio. Então assim, foi um ano brilhante para a brasileira. Depois que ela venceu a corrida, ainda perguntaram se ela seria a nova Danica Patrick. Ela falou que todos estavam fazendo essa comparação, mas que ela não queria ser comparada não, ela esperava ser apenas ela e que tivesse um espaço para ser a Bia. Ela ainda ganhou o prêmio de Rookie do ano, né, de estreante do ano, então assim, foi uma grande temporada para Bia Figueiredo. Mas já falei demais, agora é só colocar o fone e acelerar junto com a Bia. No final tem a comemoração dela, então eu espero que vocês gostem. Não deixem só de deixar o seu joinha, comentar aqui embaixo, compartilhar com todo mundo e se inscrever no canal para receber sempre conteúdo de primeira qualidade das mulheres no esporte a motor. Valeu e se liga agora na corrida.
Anna Beatrice, who will start on the outside of the front row. So guys, and all Sam Schmidt front row as we get ready to go racing here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Thanks, Mike. We get set to go 77 laps or 45 minutes, whichever comes first. There has been a rain shower. The track is completely dry. The rubber, however, may have been washed off, and that could be a factor in the race. But one more time around, we'll get the green flag. While you look at the starting lineup at the top of your screen, we'll ask Robbie to give us the keys to today's race.
Well, the first key is balance. What do I mean about balance? You want to have a car that handles mechanically, stays good from the very first lap to the very end. And 2 drivers that said that's the key to this race is a well-balanced race car is Jeff Simmons and Rafael Matos. So let's keep an eye on them as the race progresses. From there, traffic. Be patient in traffic, be smart. It's a very difficult track to pass on because it's one groove. That's going to definitely be a factor. From there, it's tires. And really, more specifically, it's the right front. And with this racetrack, if you want to stay on the bottom, you can really grind that right front tire off. Sometimes you got to come off the gas so you don't beat up that right front tire as you're trying to let the car roll and turn the corner.
20 cars get set to go. Only 8 drivers among the 20 have raced here. And now we got a spin right off the bat, or at least a partial spin.
Yep, one of the AFS cars there. We'll make out who that is.
That was Matos.
Matos, wow.
Started in the outside of row number 2 in 4th position. Got sideways as he came down to take the green flag, but the green stays out. And Davison has jumped out to the lead. There is Beatrice. Anna Beatrice running in 2nd position. There is Ari Lyondike, Matos' teammate, who is running in the 5th spot. Let's take a look at what happened here at the beginning.
There is. He's just trying to put the power down, coming off of turn 4. Remember, the tires still aren't up to temperature, aren't up to pressure, just got a little loose and saved it. I'm really surprised they didn't throw a yellow there. You know, I thought they, obviously we had the green out, but I would have thought a yellow fell, but we're still racing.
Wow. Nice shot from Ari Lyondike's on-board camera. Now taking over 2nd position, Dylan Battistini has taken over 2nd from Anna Beatrice as we're on Ari Lyondike Jr. once again.
And right now, so as we're riding along with Ari, okay, we'll come back and ride along with Ari. I was going to talk a little bit just about how he really has to watch that right front. We're talking about how you can really use that up. And look at this. This is great side-by-side racing. I'm surprised to see it here at this track.
Because I talked about how we've had a rain shower and the rubber had all been washed off, and I didn't hear anybody say that under normal circumstances we were going to see much side-by-side racing. But Jeff Simmons has found that upper line. He didn't get the pass made and drops in behind Anna Beatrice. But there's definitely 2 grooves out there. And now Simmons will go to the inside of Anna to try for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, we see these guys running in 2 grooves. I don't think it's fast for either one of them when they're doing that. But Jeff obviously has a good car. Remember, he's one of the guys that's got experience, has won numerous races in in the light series. He said, I got to have a good balanced race car. That's the key. And right now, you know, he's all over the back of Anna.
He finished second to Jamie Camara in 2005 here at Nashville Superspeedway, talking about Jeff Simmons. And now those second, third, and fourth cars are all bunched up together as James Davison has the lead. Here is Brent Sherman and the 17 of Bobby Wilson as they fight for the 6th position. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th right there.
And what we say, we're surprised when we're seeing cars go side by side. This is a traditional racetrack. When I say traditional, it's a one-groove racetrack. There's one fast line around here. So if you get off the one traditional fast line, you're not going as fast as you can. And if you have two guys fighting for position, when that happens, the two of you are running slower than by yourself.
James Davison leads here at Nashville Superspeedway. Back in just a moment.
Year program. We're going to be in our 20th year, and everywhere we race, we visit that local children's hospital and hopefully just make the kids' day a little bit better. So thanks to Anna joining Buddy Rice there at High Hopes in Nashville.
And Anna is currently running in second position behind James Davison. She is 1.1 seconds behind there in the number 20 car. Started second and fell back to third position behind Dylan Battistini. Out there is Jeff Simmons, and he has been black flagged because his right front wing has been damaged, and here's how it got damaged, and here's how Dylan Battistini had a cut tire.
Watch the right front there. You see the puff of cloud. There was his wing that came up. What that did is that cut down Battistini's left rear tire. He has to come in. Here's the contact between the two of them. There it is. Simmons has been black flagged for having a loose front wing, so he's coming down on pit road. Obviously, Battistini had to come down to replace that left rear tire.
Down to Mike King.
Yeah, boy, Dylan Battistini just can't buy a break. He's bringing the car back in now. They had already changed that flat left rear. Battistini coming off of a 17th and 20th place finish in the 2 races at Watkins Glen. He was the leader going into the Watkins Glen race weekend, came into this event at Nashville Superspeedway, 3rd in championship points. But right now, they're simply going to try to get him back out and hope that he can finish here at Nashville. Dylan Battistini on a 3-race run of really bad luck.
He dropped 2 points positions as a result of those finishes last weekend at Watkins Glen, and stands to maybe lose 1 or 2 more as things have turned sour for Dylan Battistini here after winning 3 races in the first half of the season. Davison is leading. Second is Beatrice. Then Bobby Wilson running third. J.R. Hildebrand is fourth. And Ari Lyondike Jr. is in 5th position. There's Lyondike, who started today his 56th race in the Firestone Indy Light Series, more than any other competitor.
And if remember, Ari dominated our Iowa race. He led the majority of that race. Unfortunately, didn't bring home the victory. But I think, you know, you look at the Iowa track, it's a tough racetrack. It's under a mile, but he had a well-handling car there, and I think that translates over here. So he should be pretty strong all day long.
Ari holds the Firestone Indy Lights record for most starts, but he's still looking for his first win. His struggles in this series have left him frustrated, to say the least.
Raced 05, 06 together, and he's a great competitor, good driver. He deserves a win.
Losing that event at Iowa, I know that was heartbreaking for him. Right now, he's got a pretty good car here. Does he have enough, though, to win here at Nashville Superspeedway?
I think he does. He's picking up about 0.3 of a second every lap on the leaders. The car's fastest car on the track right now, by far. I think we can do it.
That's Gary Peterson. He knows what Ari's like when it comes to racing against him on track. And here today, as one of the team owners, he wants to celebrate with him in victory lane.
All right, thanks, Mike. Ari Lyondike is still running in 5th position, and while we were away, we had a change at the front. Anna Beatrice has taken over the lead from James Davison, and here's how she did it.
This is going into turn 3, and it's almost as James knows he doesn't have as good a handling car. And he knew, obviously, their teammates. He was told Anna's coming fast, so he just gave way, let her go. And, you know, again, you can see how he's already fallen back that far. He just doesn't have a car that had the speed to stay close. So that's good, smart driving. And we talk about James is prior to qualifying, he was really struggling with his race car. He was running back in the 18th and 19th position. He got some help from Anna to throw down a good qualifying lap, but the fact that he's still running this stout when they really were struggling with the race car earlier is a good testament to James as well as that Sam Schmidt operation.
It's a 1.3 second advantage that Anna has over James Davison. Wilson is now third, followed by Hildebrand and Ari Lyondike Jr. Anna Beatrice has had quite a year in the Firestone Indy Light Series as she goes to the inside and passes the other female in the series, Cindy Olivan, who's running back in 16th position. Anna's sixth in points coming into this event. She has finished third on 3 different occasions this year. The first race at St. Petersburg, the race at Iowa, and the second race at Watkins Glen most recently. So she's had a great season, and hey, we may have a victory here on our hands.
The one thing I asked her about this track, I said, what's the most challenging thing? And for here, it was about grip. She really was struggling with having grip out on that racetrack.
Richard Antonucci, the points leader coming into this race, is running back in the 14th position. He's not made much headway since he began the race. Started in 14th spot, so Richard is having another struggle here on his hands. Running right ahead of him is the 43 car of Robbie Pecorari, who won this race here at Nashville last year.
Yeah. And there's that new paint scheme for Richard, the black and silver with the Lucas on the side, and he's trying to do everything he can. He's got a good run on Pecorari. If you get alongside of somebody and you get him on the inside and he forces Pecorari just up in that high line up there, he picks up a little bit of debris on his tires, and you're cooked at this racetrack. I mean, it can get really, really ugly.
Meanwhile, here comes Anna Beatrice as she puts a lap now on Johnny Reed in the number 9 car and comes up to lap our points leader, Richard Battistini, and Antonucci, I should say, and he basically moved over and let Anna go.
Yeah, Anna had a head of steam there. He had nothing he could do about that.
Anna Beatrice by 2.1 seconds now over James Davison, with Wilson, Lyondike, and Hildebrand also running in the top 5. We'll be back with more from Nashville Superspeedway. Welcome back to Nashville Superspeedway. Bob Jenkins, Robbie Buell, and Mike King with you. We're about to go back to green after this caution, which could have been a lot worse than it really was.
Okay, here they are coming down into turn 1. Watch Johnny Reed in that red car. So now we have a good run. There's James Davison getting up alongside of the red car. Johnny Reed, he's alongside him right there. Little contact, more than contact. Johnny gets airborne a little bit, and that was a simple case. Just watch. It looks, you know, Johnny just doesn't know that James is on the outside there. So whether his spotter didn't make that clear or he just didn't see him in his mirrors, it's that plain and simple. So lucky that this is the only result from this incident, Bob. I mean, anytime you see these cars get airborne like that, and that air gets underneath them, they can go anywhere. So very, very fortunate.
The day is over for both Johnny Reed and for James Davison. Our pole sitter is out of the race. Here we go back to green. That is Anna Beatrice at the front of the field. Second place is Bobby Wilson. Third is Lyondike. Fourth, Hildebrand. Fifth, Gomez. And here we go.
And a couple of those other cars were lap cars in there. That was Richard Antonucci that we saw Bobby Wilson getting a run on. And there's Ari. Really, his guys were telling him, hey, have a great restart. Now's the time to capitalize on things. You got to get up there and challenge Anna.
Just 2 on our Firestone lap leaders chart. James Davison, the pole sitter, led 32. Anna Beatrice has led since that time. There's Lyondike in the 3rd position now.
Yeah, that was actually Matos. Matos, who had that early spin, went all the way back to the end of the queue, and now is running in 7th position.
He's actually in 6th right now. All right, let's jump on board. Ari Lyondike Jr. See the action both behind and in front of him.
And Ari, we heard from Mike King, who's down on pit lane reporting, is Ari was complaining that his car was pushing down here in 3 and 4. There's coming off of turn 4, and the car was actually a little loose in 1 and 2. The right front tires, the tires we talked about, you have to manage here. But with him saying his car is loose getting into 1 and 2, that's not going to hurt the right front tire. You actually don't want a loose race car, because when that wheel starts moving around, you got to come off the gas. So a car that's pushing or has a little understeer is a good thing, as long as you don't destroy that right front tire. And then you know, when we look at some of these angles, and we're just looking at Richard Antonucci, that got a little high there on the racetrack. You get up out of this groove, and we saw one angle there. Look at all the marbles on the racetrack. See all the little debris there? That's tire, you know, from these Firestone tires. As you run into the corner, they marble up and come off. And if you get up in that high stuff, you're on a skating rink all of a sudden.
Yeah, they've always said it's as slick as ice up there.
Absolutely.
Anna Beatrice with a 1.5-second lead here, and after its inaugural visit last year, the Firestone Indy Light Series will make its return to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course next week. This time it's a double-header weekend. Richard Antonucci scored his first career victory in 2007's event, but they have plenty of competition on the twists and turns of the challenging circuit at Mid-Ohio. The Twin 100s from Mid-Ohio airs July 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. We could be seeing history made here at Nashville Superspeedway. Anna Beatrice is closing in on her first victory, and she would be the first female to win in the Firestone Indy Light Series.
Right now, she's running 1 second clear, a little bit over 1.3 seconds of that guy right there, Bobby Wilson. The car in between there was a lap car. And, you know, I was talking to Sam Schmidt a little bit about Anna, and he said her work ethic and, you know, just diving in with the engineers and always wanting to learn how she can be better, faster. He said, you know, she's just all about that, as focused as anybody can be, and that she's very good and quick to learn racetracks and adapt her style. So really good compliments coming from Sam as well as his engineers of her ability.
I would think she would be a very good choice for an IndyCar team that is looking for a up-and-coming driver, because she has been outstanding at some racetracks on the Firestone Indy Light circuit this year.
She's been competitive really all year long. I mean, you know, really she's probably should have been. She's been this close to a win before. I mean, I'm always a little leery to talk about something too much till that checkered flag comes out. But she's showing she can win races here, absolutely. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Last year, she competed for the A1 Team Brazil in A1 GP. She's going to also move up in the point standings here if she can keep this going and record the victory and put herself right in contention for the championship in the Firestone Indy Light Series.
Yeah, right now with regards to the butterflies, she's getting information from her crew guys saying just keep doing the same thing you're doing lap after lap here. A couple laps to go. There's the white flag. 1 to go. Bring it home. So this is, as a driver, you just got to talk your way around here. Even talk out loud. I did that. Talk out loud. Say, okay, here's my marks. Just easy. Bring it home. Stay focused.
She knows she has a 1.2-second advantage on Bobby Wilson, so all she has to do is keep it between the walls, as they say, and bring it home. Here is Anna Beatrice coming off turn 4 and winning and becoming the first female in history to win in the Firestone Indy Light Series. How about that? Is she happy?
Yeah, and deserving. I think that's great for her. It's great for the Indy Light Series, and she's the real deal going forward. No two ways about it.
Wilson, Lyondike, Hildebrand, and Matos complete the top 5. We'll be back to talk with her in a moment.
She is unhooked, and she's got the helmet off, and she is out of the car on the nose, celebrating here in Victory Lane at Nashville Superspeedway. That unique hand-painted Gibson guitar being thrust over her head. This is a moment that Anna Beatrice has been waiting for. Anna, climb down from there for a second. Let's talk to you. Talk about kindness being returned. Yesterday afternoon, you talked to your teammate, James Davison. You gave him a little bit of advice, and he winds up on pole. Today, you pass him for the lead, 32 laps into this race. What's it like to win for the first time?
It's just amazing. I can't be more thankful for a healthy choice, Sam Schmidt, and of course my manager, André Ribeiro, Augusto Cesario. And other people just made it happen, you know, like, it's the happy days of my life. It's thank you for my family. Because thank you very much.
Anna, you've been close before in the Firestone Indy Light Series to coming to Victory Lane, but what's it like to finally get here?
Yeah, it's just amazing. Thanks, Harry.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
As Ari Lyondike Jr. comes in and offers a word of congratulations, and it was interesting to note, Anna, the first person here to congratulate you was James Davison.
Yeah, when I saw that he crashed, it was so bad because I knew he had a good car and he could do like double, like first, second for sure. And I just feel pretty bad for him because he couldn't get a podium. He deserved it, really. He worked